This is again everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So we got some events up here today. Pretty good events actually. So we're going to do a bit of Soul Land Reloaded. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Standard time limit events. We've got Soul Beast Evasion up. Just do as many as you can. You get some pretty good rewards in terms from your Soul Beast. So you get shards for just about everything here. I've already got. I think all of them are maxed out except for actually, I think I finished this one as well too. So, but these are SSS, so they're already got them all maxed out. But that's good stuff. Excellent weekly gift bags. Purchased all of them, so you might want to snatch up all the free ones here. Skin shop as always, special sale, and the Spirit Soul sale. This is definitely something you want to take part in. Got some shards for an SS Plus in here for Autumn Dew, as well as a bunch of chests for just various stuff. I went ahead and purchased a lot of this stuff. I got a lot of diamonds right now. Got them from Russia did through Sea God Island, so that netted me quite a few diamonds. So that's something we'll take it. Christmas Carnival's over. This was not a very good event. I got a little bit out of it, but really not as much as I was expecting. The event that they had during Christmas time last year was much more entertaining. Didn't have it in this time, but I expect we'll be seeing something here. The event's wrapping up today, so we'll probably see something here for the New Year's. Hopefully that'll be a little bit more eventful. They do have an SSS Triple S Extended Bone event up. But unfortunately, I'm not exactly sure, what this event is, supposed to be taking up from. Okay, it's got, there's a lot of paid stuff available inside of this particular event, but I don't see any of the stuff that would allow you to take your bone to Triple S. I mean, to take your bones to Triple S, which is what they're. But I guess it is technically it's extended bone, so I think that's what they're trying to say. But I was hoping that we would have seen something that would enable us to take these, or these soul bones to Triple S. But that requires the actual Phoenix blood, as we've shown before. None of that's offered inside of here, so I guess it's just for the extended bones, which are extended bones are your claws and your sea god wings. Which are being offered in here. So I think that's basically, as you can see, that's basically what it is. So, but I was hoping they, so it's just for the extended bones. It's not for actually for the real soul bones. But I wish they would have had actually made it like an SS soul bone event instead of just an SS extended bone, and give us a little chance to get some Phoenix. But I'm hoping we'll get some Phoenix blood over the on the New Year's event would be really nice, because I got I've got quite. All of my bones are pretty much maxed out in terms of level enhancements, upgrades. So it's it's time to start taking them to Triple S. But to do that, they're being exceedingly stingy with the Phoenix blood. I did mention the Phoenix blood inside of the last survey. So if anybody did do their survey, do your survey and ask them to make Phoenix blood a little bit more obtainable from a free-to-play perspective. All right, so that's what's running up for that. So everything else is pretty much basic. This ends. This will be going away tomorrow. This right here has another day, so this will be up tomorrow. That'll be the third day for this. Then this event is going to clear out. Okay, so going into the 30th, December 30th, right before the New Year's, they'll be able to put out an event of some whatever type. They might just do it tomorrow. Usually they a day or two before, and then go in. They usually make it a 10-day event or something, a 9-day event, and it goes in for a whole or at least a week. So they might be throwing it up, but we should see something that would be good in terms of that. We just have to wait and see exactly what to throw. But I'm hoping we get some Phoenix blood out of it, and we should be having entrance of our new character. If you take a look right here at the characters that have been released so far, you'll see that we're just about to the point where we're going to get Lang Lang. So as you can see, we've got the 110. So the next event which will probably occur sometime next week, will be the new character will be introduced, and we'll get the final shards for her to make Ling Ling. Now I've been getting some people asking me, why why spend the shards on the character, even if you're not if you're not going to build the character. Well, the reason is simply because of the fact that all of the characters have divines, that they have a link that you have to complete, and to complete that link you have to have all of the characters. So if you look in this case right here, we'll go ahead and take the first one. We'll go ahead and take Evil Eye. So his fusion, okay, is right here. So in soul skill effect enhanced by 35%. That's a lot. 35% is massive. But to get this active, you have to have Evil Eye. To get it, you have to have Wu, and you have to have the Shark, which was the one who's released right after him. And the Shark is the same way. To get the Shark's fusion skill, you're going to have to have Ling Ling for that. Okay, so that's why you want to actually get the character, even if you're not going to use the character, just because of the fact that it's going to buff one of the characters that come in future behind it. So make sure that you keep that in mind. So we've got the Shark here, okay, and her fusion skill will be done. We got to get Ling Ling, but we got to have Eva as well too. So same thing. So you want to make sure that you do get, like, it would not be necessary for me to get Ling Ling because I'm not planning on building the Shark. Okay, but the next character in the line, if I might be, I'm going to need Ling Ling for that. So it's a step and it's a ladder. To get the character, you need to have a character before it, character after it. So you need to make sure. So if you're going to do, and the problem is, it's probably not that big a deal to get it immediately, but you definitely want to make sure that you have the 110 shards that you got from the 2 events, because now those were not choice events; those were shards for the character. So you didn't have a choice, but you needed to make sure that you take part in those, so that if you do in the future want to get it, you only need to get 20 shards instead of having to go the full 130. Those events the previous 2 events for her offered the 110 shards just for her, doing special sweeps, and purchasing with the diamond. So you just make sure that you do follow through the event. So the next event that we're going to have out, they are of course going to release the next character. I believe it's Erming, tank. I'm interested in him, so I'm definitely going to be using those shards for Ling Ling so that I can get her, because if I do end up taking Erming, probably not. I've heard he's really good, but I'm not that good, not as powerful as Hugh. Who we'll be going for. Who. She is the Triple S that's really taken the China server by storm. They're taking it like she's wiping out SPs. SP is the next level. They just started getting those recently, and she's already taken them out. So I'm looking at who to be what Seaguy Tanks and Wu are in the SS pluses. Okay, those were the last 2 characters released in the SS plus class, and they were overpowered. So I'm assuming that they're probably going to get the same thing. The last 2 characters introduced in the Triple S class are probably going to be slightly overpowered to allow competition with the SP class, which is the next class of characters that is currently out there. So we've got SS, SS plus, Triple S, and SP. Don't know if they're going to go to another class level. Would not surprise me if they did. Simply because of the fact that they release characters on a regular scale, they can usually release a character in approximately 6 weeks, 2 weeks for an event, then 2 weeks, another event, 2 weeks, or so usually between and then another on the 3rd event. So you can usually release a character inside of a month and a half, 2 months. So if they if they can see consistently, most games don't do that generally. They don't consistently that quickly release a new character, but they are. So they're having to keep up the pace. It's of course making it difficult. I play the game from a free-to-play perspective. I haven't spent any money on the game, but it's really difficult to build that many characters, so I'm having to be a little bit more selective. It wasn't too much of a problem inside the SS and the SS Plus because less shards were required. Okay, but building up, getting the character and maxing out the character is really not that difficult. Even making the actual armor set here, I could make this armor set and max this armor set out fairly close for her. But the problem is going to be when you start needing the soul rings. The soul rings are what make it exceedingly difficult to actually get. I'll give you an example inside of here so that you can see what you're going to be hitting as you start getting up into higher levels. Okay. This is the item that becomes difficult. Okay, this is the attack soul ring. If you're using 3 attackers, that means you're going to need to supply enough soul rings for 3 of these. That makes it difficult to get that many of these in a quick time frame. Okay, that's the holdup right now. That's the reason, I've managed to get everybody up to, the standard, gold 1 at gold or gold plus 1. And I'm really going to town on these. Okay, I farm these constantly on a daily basis, even if I've already got enough, because it takes 2 sets for each one to do it. In this case, taking that one, and it's going to take this one, so it's going to be boot. These 2 won't, but this one, right? Yeah, it's going to need, and I need 132 for each. That's 264 of these that I'm going to need to take him up. You don't get these very fast. They're not something that you can just order up on a platter. Once you get a level that you can, there's 2 you can get a level to farm. Okay, see here. See, none of these are recommended except for the actual elites. So I'm only going to get 1 out of each of these sweeps of 10. I'm going to get 1, and then every now and then I'll get 2. Okay, and that's all you get. So it's really difficult to get a large amount of these in a quick time frame. And since I'm needing to supply it for 3 characters, it just takes a really long time to build up these up. I do not need to enter in another attacker into my group at this particular point. Okay, because I'll be able to, you can start, disassembling pieces and getting them back, but it doesn't give you the level that you need. Okay, I'd have to actually pull the shards away from a character that's really powerful, so you can't really do that at this particular time. My assumption is that you're probably going to end up replacing Clear Sky as my character seats, and that's not that big of a deal because I can pull this equipment that's on, not the equipment, I can pull these soul bones and his wings off of him and put them on him, so I can max her out pretty fast. But again, I don't want to actually, disassemble his armor, okay, just to get the shards for it, because I'm going to put him on my secondary team. So there's no way to get, soul rings that fast. You can look for them in the shop. I've got the shop, the Soul Master shop. You can get some inside of there that way, but it just takes a long time to build them up. You can usually get like 130 that I need for that 130. I'll be able to usually get that in 7 or 8 days. I'll spend 100. I'll purchase 5 staminas with diamonds, and I'll use like 5 or 6 of the actual Oscar sausages to buy more stamina, so that I can and run it. But that's and then I build my sausages up to like I'm like my sausages build up right now, and then once they have a 2-drop event, which is where they drop 2 of the soul ring, then I'll spend a large amount of my sausages on that. I can usually, so I've got 83. I can usually build up this amount of sausages in roughly 3 or 4 weeks. I can usually build that back up, and then I'll run it. I will actually on the last time that I did for my last character. Now that they've got this new 1 sweep function, I just played with it to see what happened, and I allowed it to use my sausages. and I was able to get all of the actual um, ones previous to get him up to gold. I was able to do it. I was able to get a whole set of soul rings for both strings inside of one sweep, but it used like, yeah, I'm serious, it used like 40 sausages before it got there. So and that's one of the nice things about this new one sweep, because you can really go to town with this. You know, you can do your ones, but you can set it up, and it'll actually use the sausages. So it auto consumes Oscar sausages, so you can actually set it up to do that. Okay, I don't have that set because I like you to regulate the amount of sausages. So I do a one-click sweep, which uses all of the stamina plus the 5 that I purchased with diamonds. And then I pull down however many. I usually use 5 Oscar sausages a day until a double event comes up. And then I just auto one-click sweep on those, and it pulls through everything. It makes things a lot faster. You can also, if you look at it, you can also set it up to play the Soul Beast invasion. So it'll automatically clear the Soul Beast if you like when you do a sweep, and at the end of the sweep it'll clear all the Soul Beasts and pull the rewards down. So it's pretty nice. It does everything for you. You really don't have to do anything. It'll sweep your elite stages too, however many you want. It's really good. A lot of quality of life features they've been adding in at a consistent time. And as always, I seriously think you should really be taking advantage of this new event. This new event is really nice. Okay. It gave out pretty good rewards, actually. I was really impressed with the amount of rewards that we got. Probably going to time out here. Issues like this occur occasionally on the game. It has nothing to do with it. It's just the fact that the game is really huge and they're adding stuff. So you start to notice as games start to get bigger and whatnot, it becomes a little bit more difficult to get consistent connection. It takes a little while for it to go. So it's going to be opening up in this. But what it is you just tap your plan. So you got all the peeps in here. Okay, put everybody in here. Okay, and then you can do these rewards right here, like we've already got up to this, and you get these herb essences, which are, as I've spoke to you in the last bit, are exceedingly important. So you should definitely be taking part in this as a way to get some of the rewards. Okay, like super grade herb, you have to run it like 3 times, but you can go. Unfortunately, there's only so many times that you can actually deliver. Okay, so ultimate is what you get. Okay, but you can't actually ship it because so it'll be there when I come put shipping out. But you see, you can buy another chance. So you can just keep running up gold. Okay, so and now that I've run this, this will give me 2, and I'll be able to actually claim that, and we'll be able to get that, and it'll keep moving up. So it's nice. I've been spending a little bit more diamonds on the herbs now that this is coming up, but since the rewards like this are tremendously good rewards, this is stuff this is for your herbs. This is really good stuff. Even these, the Heaven and Earth Essence, this is stuff that you don't get a lot of, but can be really powerful. And I'm telling you, don't ignore your herbs. Your immortal herbs are one of the way to get BP. And when the BP, the problem with a lot of it, I think the reason I've spoken to several people, it doesn't give you a whole lot when you first do it. When you just set it up and just upgrading it doesn't give you a lot of BP for the amount of time that you're putting forward into working on them and getting the mats and whatnot. But once you start getting them up to SS and SS Plus, you start to really see a large BP jump. So it's definitely something that you need to focus on, not on a daily basis, but at least once a week. Just go into your herbs and just upgrade everything that you can. You can get S herbs regularly enough especially through these through events and whatnot. They'll give you chests and you can get herbs. I've never really had any trouble whatsoever getting herbs, but that's what you want to start out with. See, these are all S's. Plus I've got chests, and I keep the chests I'm just waiting to see which one this is going to be best used on. I'm probably going to use it on the red sand, but I haven't had a chance yet. But you can get, you can, if you do the best, you get the shards that you want. They give out these right here, A+ herb chests, and then they give out this, which is I keep this in stock. Each time I get a new character and I put a set on them, you need a certain type of 3 to combine with the set. So I need to occasionally choose one if I don't have an S. So this allows me to choose whichever one I want. So that's why I haven't, so I keep it on hold so that whenever a new character, and I'm going to be doing Hugh here recently, after I finish getting up Evil Eye, another side, I'm going to be focused because he's an attacker, so she's going to use the same soul rings. And I don't have any plans to disassemble any of the equipment for Clear Skies, so I'm going to have to build a set for her. So that's what I'll have to do. It is what it is. So I'm saving up for that particular, it's either going to be, herbing wouldn't be a problem because I've got quite a bit of, soul rings for the defense saved up because I've only got one. Got a bunch of them saved up for a healer support, but not using support at this particular time. But attackers, 3 of them, so that's a lot. So that's what I'm going to be focused on. She's an attacker, so I'm going to have to focus on her as well. Again, it is what it is. But we'll wait for a second if it comes on, and I've got 80. I'll smash right through them. I'll grab 300 in space of just a couple of days. Just use up all my sausages once we get a double event coming up. Just have to look for one. They should be having one in Australia. They had one a week before last, I believe it was. They had 2 materials, just general materials, that didn't include the soul rings, but then they had a soul ring shortly after that. And then they actually had another event after for 2 materials. They run that all week, which was pretty good. But now they don't really have particularly anything up at this particular time that's running on at a particular moment. But as you can see, I'm waiting to get to 106. 106 is going to open up some more enhancements. There's one enhancement on Eva that's locked at 106. So, but I'll be able to open that up. I think it's this one. Yeah, I need 106. I've already got the actual material for it, but it can't do it till 106. And then once I finish this, but once I get that, then I'll have it set. Once this is done, I won't be focusing anymore on attackers. I'll be saving up the soul rings for Hugh when she comes out. And then I'll move her into this position and stick Clear Skies Soulbone on her. I've already got a periphery set that I'm working on for Soulbone, for Clear Sky to move on to him. It's not maxed out, but it's close to max. It's at God 2, so it's not a set to laugh at, and that'll keep him up and to one of my top teams, which is what I want to do. I want to make sure that he's going to be one of my attackers for a second team. And I'm getting really close to having a full second team's already SS plus, but I mean a full set, fully enveloped at least God 1 on both sets of team. I have a God 4, God 5 on one, but then I want to have God 2, God 3 on the second team at the minimum. That's what I'm shooting for. As always, focus on your Sulfurous Trials. Keep an eye on these. This is where you get your good stuff. I'm almost ready to go into the next level. So once I clear this one in, then it'll just be a battle, which usually, and I'll be able to jump into do 5. Also keep Soul Force Emerge. Check this out periodically. Just go into it, hit place all. It'll automatically adjust anything if it needs to. At my level, it's really not going to adjust very often, but it will adjust once I bring Hugh in there. So that's why you want to make sure that you keep an eye on it. Also do Blue Martial Soul. Make sure that you're doing your summons each day on this. You get a pretty good BB jump over it. You get a complete set. You can get quite a bit of BP, and it's free. I mean, it's nothing you have to do. You just make the set, and it gives you buffs, which adds to your BP. So it's easy. Do it. All right. So that's all I got. But yeah. So yep. Hopefully we'll get a good bit. We'll do another video here, of course, in a day or two, talking about the New Year's event that comes up. Hopefully some Phoenix Blood. and we'll be able to start putting some SSSs on our sole bones. All right, so thanks a lot for watching the guys video. Remember to subscribe, of course. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on it, you get notified each time I drop a video. Also, remember to like and share the video as well, as that helps out the channel immensely. Kenrir coming at you from the corner, signing out.